Good evening and welcome to the February 14th meeting of the Lowell License Commission. Secretary Nguyen, was the meeting posted?
Yes.
Number one on the agenda, please.
With respect to acceptance of meeting minutes for the meeting of January the 31st, 2019.
Move for approval by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner McCarthy. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Starting with number one on our meeting agenda, we have applications for special one-day license to sell, dispense malt beverages and wines only, or either one. First, we have Caitlin Stoll of Budget Buddies, Inc. The event is at UTEC at 35 Orange Street. It's known as Luna Fest. It's a film night for Friday, March 8, 2019, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We also have Bianca Morrow for an event at the Ecumenical Plaza near 282 Suffolk Street. This will be the Points of Light Lantern Celebration, scheduled for Saturday, May 4, 2019, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Number two on our meeting agenda, we also have an application for a special one-day license to sell, dispense all alcoholic beverages. George J. Contos of the Holy Trinity Hellenic Orthodox Church for comedy night, scheduled Sunday, March 10th, 2019, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is at the Hellenic American Academy Cultural Center at 41 Broadway. And we also have Bianca Morrow, who's applied for a special events permit for the amplification of sound for the Points of Light Lantern Celebration, which is Saturday, May 4th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. There'll be a sound check at the Ecumenical Plaza from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., and there will be local bands, dance groups, speakers, and 2 speakers on a stick.
Could all the applicants just stand and state your name, please? Sir? How are you, George? Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Bianca. Everybody held these licenses before? Yes. Any questions for this board or for Mr. Nguyen? Not for these 3. The next 2 we will. Thank you. Thanks, Ryan. Well, I apologize. All 3 of you have held these licenses before, right? Yes. Okay. Any questions or comments from the board? Move approval by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Howe. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Good luck with your events. Okay? Number 4 and 5 are on the agenda. If we could go to the podium over there, we'll have you on our microphone, okay? Thank you.
Starting with number 4, we have the hearing on the allegations of misconduct as charged by Raymond Kelly Richardson, Superintendent of Police. The letter of communication is dated January 3rd, 2019. It is against the licensee Boomy Liquors, Inc., doing business as Specific Liquors, located at 421 Central Street. The manager of record is Ela Bagat, and this is an all-alcoholic beverage package store licensee.
You have counsel here? Right over there, counsel, right over there. If you could state your name for the record, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Attorney Peter Nicosia on behalf of the applicant, on behalf of the license holder.
Good evening. Floor is yours, sir.
All right. Mr. Chairman, if it please the board, if I could ask a few questions of Officer Robbins.
Absolutely. Officer Robbins, could you just state your name for the record at the podium, please?
Officer Paul Robbins, Lowell Police Department.
Okay. Councilor Nicosia is going to ask you a few questions, okay?
Officer Robbins, thank you for taking a moment to answer my questions.
Thank you.
Do you recall the date and time of the incident?
I don't recall the exact date and time, but I remember the incident.
All right. Just in your, well, what was the reason for you being at the licensed establishment, Pacific Liquors?
I was actually en route to a call for a disturbance at Jay's Convenience right around the corner. They gave out the description of the male causing the disturbance, and I saw an individual matching the description walking down the street towards Pacific Liquors.
Okay, so the original call was not for any sort of misconduct involving the Pacific Liquors establishment?
That's correct, yes.
And at some point, you had an interaction with an individual that had exited Pacific Liquors?
Correct, yes.
All right. And in this particular violation hearing, the allegation is that the applicant, the license holder sold liquor to an otherwise intoxicated patron. Are you aware of that?
I didn't see the actual complaint, but I gather that's what it's for.
Okay. As part of your investigation on the call at that time, did you personally witness the sale by Pacific Liquors to this individual of an alcoholic beverage?
I did not, no.
Did you take the opportunity to interview the cashier that was on duty at Pacific Liquors at that time?
Not about that incident, no.
And as part of your investigation, did you retrieve a sales receipt evidencing that liquor was actually purchased from this license holder?
I did not find a receipt on him, no.
Okay. Is it possible then that the liquor that you found on this particular individual may have been bought at another establishment prior to entering Pacific Liquors?
It could have been, I'm not too sure though.
All right. But you have no definitive evidence for the commission to make a definitive conclusion that this liquor was bought at this establishment?
Besides the statement at the end, no.
All right. And when you mentioned the statement, this was just the statement of this individual that was supposedly intoxicated?
Correct, yes.
I don't have any further questions.
Thank you. I'll open up to the board to any questions for Officer Robbins at this point. Commissioner Howe?
Officer Robbins, I noticed in the police report, you indicate that this gentleman that you saw before he went into the liquor store, could you tell me what you observed?
As I was driving to Jay's for the call of the disturbance, I noticed the male walking down Charles Street towards Pacific Liquors. He was kind of stumbling, holding on to certain objects such as buildings and the telephone poles and stuff walking down.
And when you observed him, how far away were you?
Approximately 50 to 60 feet away, and then he continued closer to my cruiser.
And what time of day was it? Was it light out?
It was nighttime. It was dark. The sun was down.
Was there artificial light in the parking lot?
There was some on, it's not a parking lot, it's just the street, so there were certain street lights in numerous locations. But I'd still say the street was dark, but kind of lit.
Thank you.
Commissioner Krieger?
What were the weather conditions, do you recall?
I believe it was just cold. I'm not too sure what the actual weather conditions were. I know it wasn't raining or snowing as far as I remember.
Okay. Is it possible that this individual could have picked up the liquor at the previous establishment?
It's possible, but again, I didn't find any receipts, and I don't know exactly where he purchased it from.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Commissioner Donahue.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Officer, you have in your report, at the time I exited my cruiser to speak with Jordan, more about the previous incident at Jay's and followed him into Pacific Liquors. It sounds like there was a break. You were sitting in the cruiser when you first, but how close were you to him at that time?
I was actually, when I first encountered him and spoke with him, I was in the cruiser. I had stopped, I wouldn't say the middle of the road, but more towards the left side of the road, facing Jay's Variety.
Right.
So I was approximately 5, maybe 10 feet from Jordan.
Did you notice anything in his hands?
I did not, no.
Can you tell me what you saw when he was leaving the store?
He was coming out as I was coming in. I don't believe he had anything in his hand. I know he had his hand in his left pocket, and just interacting with him, I didn't even ask him to take his hand out. He had his right hand out to open the doors.
What do you believe that was purchased in the store? Or did you find alcohol on him?
I found alcohol after the arrest because he actually ended up, there was an arrest made, but
Yes.
not for that incident.
Right.
So I did find a small nip bottle in his left pocket.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
Officer Robbins, how long have you been a police officer in Lowell Police Department?
4.5 years.
In your professional opinion, was the patron that came out Pacific Liquors intoxicated?
I believe he was intoxicated.
You believe, or,
Yes, he was.
thank you. Anybody else have any further questions? Anyone else?
Chairman?
Yeah, Counsel, can I ask, is this your client right here?
It is, yes.
Okay, was he the cashier that night?
No,
Who was the cashier here?
the cashier is not here right now.
Is the cashier still employed? He is.
Cashier is still employed.
Okay. I wish we would have had the cashier here, to tell you the truth.
When you think it's appropriate, Mr. Chairman, if I could just.
No, go ahead, jump in, Counsel. Go ahead.
Summation.
Yeah, please.
I don't think the board should be exclusively fixated on whether or not there was a perception that this patron may have been intoxicated. Ultimately, it comes down to whether a sale transaction took place. And there is no credible evidence before the board to support that a sale transaction took place inside the establishment. There's no witness to the sale, there's no receipt, there's no testimony to the contrary. There is no bag in this patron's hand when he's walking out. All we know is that ultimately there was a nip in his pocket. I would submit to you that that's wholly insufficient to establish that a sale transaction took place at this
Okay.
establishment.
Let me ask you this. Could I ask your client a question?
Yes.
Do you have cameras in your liquor store? Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hold this off for 2 weeks. We're gonna get the cameras, Captain, from, you have the video, that he was definitely inside there. All right, so I'd like to have this commission to see that. In fact, if it was a transaction made, then I think this board would be better prepared to make a decision. Commissioner McCarthy?
Could we have the clerk who's on that duty that night also come in?
Yes, if we could. I think we'll do that as well. Let's make sure the cashier, who is still employed, is here in the next 2 weeks at our next meeting, along with the video surveillance, Captain, as well, just to prepare ourselves for the right decision. Any other further comments from the board? Motion to reschedule to next motion, seconded by Commissioner McCarthy. All in favor, second, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Counselor, thank you very much. Officer Robbins, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice one. You here for liquor license? Here for liquor license, sir?
Next on the agenda, please. Go ahead, Ryan.
So next item on the agenda is number 5. We have a public hearing on the application by an entity known as 255 Club, Inc., Sean Ganem, President, for the transfer of the all-alcoholic beverages club license from the Gaelic American Club, Inc., Catherine Brady, President, for premises at 255-265 Chelmsford Street. It is requested that Sean Ganem be approved as manager of record for 255 Club, Inc., and in addition, 255 Club, Inc. has applied for a license for automatic amusement device. Members of the Commission, License Commission, legal notice had been published in the Lowell Sun newspaper, February 1st, 2019. The nature of this application does not require abutters to be notified by the applicant.
Good evening. State your name for the record. Oh, sorry.
Good evening. Attorney Catherine Flood here on behalf of 255 Club, Inc., pertaining to the transfer of a liquor license currently held by the Gaelic American Club, Inc., at property located at 255 Chelmsford Street, Lowell, Massachusetts. Sean Ganem is currently the president and treasurer of the corporation that is requesting the transfer, as well as he will be the manager of record. Sean Ganem has experience holding a liquor license. He is the current owner of the 7-Eleven located on Chelmsford Street, where he holds a beer and wine license since 2010. The idea is that he, or an entity, will purchase the building. He will hopefully have the license transferred. They will do some renovations, and he will operate similar to the way it's operated now. He will operate a club. He wants to make it kind of a laid-back atmosphere, not as people go in and sit at a bar and sit next to each other, as opposed to people sitting on couches, more relaxed, and having maybe pool tables, having entertainment. Lowell is a very diverse city. He wants to have different cultural entertainments while he's operating the club.
Where's Mr. Gannon?
He's running a little late.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Just a quick question from,
Sure.
so, as I'm walking into the Gaelic Club, I've been there once before. You
Most
take a
of us
left,
have.
take a left, and you're saying it's gonna be kind of a laid-back atmosphere, but that's a horseshoe bar, so it's not going to be, the bar's not going to be there, or?
He's going to have a bar, but he didn't want to run it as a bar restaurant establishment. He wants to make it a little bit more like in your living room, sit back, have a few drinks with friends.
But the
as
bar will be the same, in the same
I believe the
position?
bar will stay the same, yes.
Okay, now on the right-hand side are all the pool tables, so those are basically staying the same.
I'm not sure he's going to keep all the pool tables, but he will have pool tables there, yes.
Okay, so if I'm looking out the windows from the Gaelic, those are the tables right there. Those will be gone, and pretty much maybe couches type of things, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, he's going to probably serve food just like they do now, but he didn't want to have a restaurant. He doesn't want to offer a menu, have it all the time. He wants to make it social club.
What you want to do with the upstairs, Catherine?
Keep it the same way they're doing it now. Maybe, have functions, bands, for members. It'll be members
So we're
only.
gonna put a little paint on and fix up a
He's going
little?
to rehab it, yes. He's going to rehab the outside as well as the inside.
Okay.
What's the basis for membership?
We discussed that, and he said, anyone can become a member, just like the way it is right now at the Gaelic American Club. He said, he will have someone at the door to card to make sure people are 21 or over before they enter the club. And then he's going to have a membership book where people sign in as a member, and they also sign in if they're bringing a guest. I said, for me, it's a good thing to have because it's accountability. You know who's coming in and out of your establishment also. You have a record of it when they sign in.
He's the owner of the 7-Eleven as well?
He owns the business. He does not own the building.
He owns the business? Is this Mr.
Yes.
Gannon right here?
Yes, it is.
Hi.
Come on up, Sean. It's okay.
Step up to the podium, Sean.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, good evening. My name is Sean Ganem.
So you've, looking to continue the business, from what I'm hearing from Attorney Flood, is basically in the same concept, but gonna fix up the place, put a little money into it, and, or, she said a more laid-back type of atmosphere. Can you expound upon that?
I'm looking to give it a facelift, inside and out, make it more like a lounge, put some furniture in there where people can sit with their friends.
All right, I'm walking in the club, Sean. Tell me where all these lounges are, what this is gonna look like.
So when you walk in it'll be the same door on the left side
Yep.
entrance.
Yep.
The bar is going to be moved out a little bit to the back, the wall.
Oh, okay.
And that area will be more furniture, like pretty much like a lounge where people can sit down on comfortable furniture. It's not like chairs or tables. Can have a drink with their friends, watch a game, watch Patriots win another Super Bowl, perhaps.
That was
things in
a good
that
answer,
nature.
Sean. That was good.
Yeah.
And the right-hand side of the pool tables, are they staying?
The pool table are gonna be moved a little bit around to accommodate another seating area in that area. So that's what I'm looking.
And upstairs is basically the same, gonna be kind of a,
Upstairs, yes, I'm looking for. It hasn't been updated in a long time, so I'm looking
Yes.
to do a little bit of renovations and do parties, weddings,
very good.
graduation, any kind of party
Very
that
good.
people are looking to do.
Secretary, when everything came back in the paperwork, Corey's good, everything's good?
Yes, everything is satisfactory.
Fantastic. Questions and comments from the board? Commissioner Howe?
What went into the decision of keeping this a club as opposed to just a regular alcohol establishment?
I look around in the area. This area, there's nothing that people can go to get together with their friends, get some entertainment going, perhaps some good food also for them. So that was the idea, to establish something here that's like that, because there's nothing else. All restaurants or bars or clubs, but nothing like this in this area. So that was the idea, and it'll be for the older generation, also for new generation that's in the city, so they can come to Lowell also. There'll be something for them too.
Have you done any tips training in service of alcohol?
Yes, I'm doing. I'm not done yet, but I'm taking a course in Tewksbury for bartender school. So that's ongoing now. I haven't finished it yet.
Right. So you're going to be one of the bartenders?
No, I'm not going to be a bartender, but
Okay.
just I like to get an idea of what's going on, and of course, any bartender is going to work there is going to go get the tips certification to be 100% sure that nothing's going to happen that's served under the minors or anything like that.
And what about security? Do you have a plan for security?
Yes, of course. There's 3 doors, and there one is locked, and there's an entrance and there's an exit door. So if there's an event, there's going to be security at both doors to check people in and out at the same time. So nobody that's not invited can come into the building.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You said there are going to be food. What type of menu you think?
For downstairs, it's going to be pretty much comfort food,
Yep.
where people can have Mediterranean style, where they grill. Maybe they can have a bite to eat while they're watching the game or
Okay.
having a drink.
Yep.
Upstairs for the function hall, it depends what they request. If it's a Cambodian wedding, they want Cambodian food that could be arranged, or Greek, or whatever it is. So it depends on what they're asking for.
Commissioner McCarthy?
So to be a member here, you have to join the club?
Yeah.
So in order to get in, you have to be a member?
Yeah, you have to be a member and you
Or a
can bring a
guest.
guest with you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And what's the membership dues going to be?
Well, right now we're thinking they're $5 for membership, but it could be. It depends how it goes, so it could be more or less.
Thank you.
Commissioner McCarthy, you can afford that.
Just about.
What's the wish of the body?
I move approval.
Move for approval by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Howe. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Sean, this board would like to wish you luck in your new venture.
Thank you,
It's got a
appreciate it.
really good history behind it,
Thank
and I hope you have a long, successful career there.
I'm gonna try my best to make it.
All right, thank you very much.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Flood. Oh, wait, is that a public hearing? Hold on a second. I think that's a public hearing. I'm sorry, Kat. At this time, I'd like to open up the public hearing. Anybody like to speak in opposition? In opposition, in opposition. Hearing no one, that portion of the public hearing is closed. This time, I'd like to open up the public hearing in favor. Anybody speak in favor? In favor, in favor? Hearing no one, that portion of the public hearing is closed. The decision has already been made. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice
Should we
night.
introduce
Motion by
this?
Commissioner Krieger to adjourn, seconded by Commissioner Donahue. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion
This one,